Hey, my name is Emily, and I'm going to be demoing the branching feature on console.xata.io. So right now I'm logged in and I'm part of an organization called Xata. I have a project called Emily, and there are no branches within this project. So I am creating a root branch, which I've called main, and I can visit the branch page and see the branch's status. Right now it's creating. So this should take a couple seconds, at maximum a couple minutes, but usually a couple seconds. So I can see the region here is set to US East 1. I can see the amount of storage available, and I can see the instances that make up this branch. So right now there's one. I'm not going to be creating a super complex schema for this demo. One should be totally fine. Now that the branch is healthy, I can see the databases that I have, one called app, one called Postgres, and it does contain schemas, but none of these schemas have tables, so it's not terribly interesting to look at right now in the UI. Before I start adding schemas and tables, I want to make sure that any changes I make to this database, to this branch, are going to be tracked. So I need to download and initialize Xata CLI. I already have Xata CLI downloaded and I've actually already logged in. So right now, what's left for me to do is initialize Xata against this specific project and branch. And once that's done, I can run Xata roll init, which is responsible for enabling this migration tracking. So once that completes successfully, I can refresh the page and I should see no activity, but that has changed now, and it registers and knows that I've enabled the Xata CLI. I also have this new table here, which is just gonna keep track of migrations internally. So that's all fine and good. I now want to create some tables to showcase a bit more of the branching capabilities. So I'm going to create some pretty basic tables and just insert one row um, into this company table. So I have my one row here, and if I go back to my main branch, I should see the schema changes as well as the exact SQL that was run on the database in order to get to this schema. So that's a pretty nice aspect of branches. I find that they really come in handy when you start developing a feature that requires database migration, so schema changes. Typically, when developing a feature that involves database migrations, you'll need to work with a development database or some kind of copy of your main database. That's why I've created this branch called dev. Dev has the exact same configurations as the root or parent branch called main. It um, it's also going to contain the exact same schema as the main branch or the parent branch. And it's also going to contain all of the data that was in the main branch. So it's all going to be copied over to this branch. That's really, really useful because that means as a developer working on a feature branch, I won't need to migrate my schema, and I also won't need to generate data that looks like what's in my parent branch. So this branch is creating, um, and it also shouldn't take longer than a couple seconds to a maximum of a couple minutes. And once this is ready, I'm just gonna show you the schema and select the rows from inside the database just to kind of prove that this is really exact copy of the parent branch. So as you can see, the schema looks exactly the same. The tracking is also enabled on this child branch because I added it to the parent. And when I run the same query against the dev branch to select one row, you can see that the data has been copied over. So that is fantastic. So thank you very much for watching, and we really hope that you enjoy this feature as much as we do. So thank you for watching.